Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friends. This is Pinky.
And this is Priyanka.
And we're here to talk about all things PakeAsPuck.
You go on a little break and you forget our little tagline.
This is what happens.
It's all good.
I'm sorry. We're good. How have you been? I've listened to all the voice memos. I love your voice memos just because it keeps me like it keeps me centered. And I feel bad though because I don't like listen to them until I'm in the privacy of myself because I don't want
treat it as a soundboard. I'm like,
Okay.
She's gonna hear it. I don't take it the wrong way.
Good.
I just need to get it out.
Okay, good. Because like I do listen to them, but I wait until I'm by myself in case you say something.
I don't even know which ones I sent you recently.
Well, there was a one about the husband dislocating his pinky finger.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Can you tell me about
it? It was
this,
like a
please?
complete right angle.
It was.
Yeah.
Like if you flick it, was it like doing?
No, I didn't see it like that. So he goes to play basketball on Sunday mornings, and
Man stuff.
I'm honestly so he was sick last week.
Yeah.
So I've been
you said that one too.
Yeah.
And what's Betty? Betty came out in full force.
Betty is my mom's old golden lady name, I guess.
Yeah, golden girl's name.
Golden girl's name.
Yeah,
yeah.
her beige old lady golden.
So
girl's
basically, my husband was sick last week, which means I was really tested with my children.
Yeah.
And then he was feeling a little bit better and went to go play ball Sunday. And I had lunch plans with my friend. Me and my friend are a week apart with our birthdays, and we try to get together. So I was really looking forward to this lunch. That we had a hard time.
Yeah, because your birthday's in February.
Yes. And we have a really hard time scheduling it. She's got 2 kids. I've got 3. Like, shit happens, right? Well, I get a text saying, babe, so I dislocated my finger. It might be broken. Not sure. I'm going to urgent care. And all I'm thinking is, fuck you. I was supposed to go to lunch. I was so mad.
What?
Are you okay, by the way? You know,
Yeah.
I was concerned, but at the same time, I was pissed.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to cancel lunch. Yeah.
Oh, you had to cancel lunch?
He said it would probably have been okay, but then my friend, too, was just like, do you really want him handling the kids? Like,
The fuck was that?
you have a landline?
No. What is that? I didn't do anything.
You got it muted, dumbass.
Yeah, but like, why did it go off after 2 minutes?
Because it's a timer. You set a timer.
Oh, but I wanted a stopwatch.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Next time.
You're so dumb. IT Indian malfunction.
I constantly, I think ever since I quit, I've been becoming dumber when it comes to technology. Like the things that I used to know until like I have to show up or nobody else can do it.
It's a proximity thing. You're not practicing it on a day-to-day basis. It's not like you've lost.
Well, when I have to do it on the road, I will do it. Like the fact that, Ravina and I have a whole system of what we do once we hit the hotel room. Like, she's doing this, I'm doing this.
They're military.
We are so precision. Like, we don't get in each other's ways. We're like it's...
I was warned about it on the last trip, and I just stepped back and watched
you
the production.
You should have recorded it. No. People would be like, what the hell?
But you guys set up in, like, less than 10 minutes. Yeah. It's all up and running, and then you sit back and chill.
And then sometimes it takes the 2 of us to figure out the TV situation, because I'll try to hook up my computer, but like, and she's trying to like rip it off the wall. I'm like, stop doing that! Like, you will fucking break this and I'll have to pay for it. Because she's always like, she's tenacious, and
yeah. She's a fixer.
Yeah, she wants to just get it fixed because we did it before and it's possible, and so it's just like, okay, fine. But yeah, I realized that unless I actually absolutely have to know how to do something, I'm okay with like, oh my God, I forgot.
That's fine. There's other people to do it. It's all good.
I know. Finally, right?
I mean, I do that with a lot of stuff. I'm like, no, I'm tired. You do it.
So, but that sucks. I feel like that happens a lot with not us, but like women in general. Like when they make plans to do something, and it's just for them, or when it's something centered around them.
Let's run this back. How many times have you and I hung out?
Yeah.
And one kid ended up with 104 some fever.
That was Rochester.
Time, the other kid was complaining of foot pain ended up being osteomyelitis.
Every year that you have been, the only
I'm not
time,
allowed to go anywhere without somebody breaking.
The only time you've come with me 3 different occasions, and the only time where it hasn't been an issue, where some roommate was losing his fucking mind, was the very first one.
Connecticut?
No, for 2022, the Hello My Friends tour, when we were in Irvine, San Jose, Irvine, Oxnard.
No, on the way back, my daughter had the 105 fever, 104 whatever fever.
I thought that was Rochester. Who had the fever at Rochester? Somebody had a fever no, that was Rochester. Because all night you were, all the next day.
Was that the one that Melissa was there with us?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that was Rochester.
That was Rochester. Okay. The first one was the only one where you didn't have issues. And I was like, after that, every single time. And I know it's just been twice, but now it's like.
No, but I feel like I'm jinxed, like that I can't leave.
No, you know what we should do to break this? Because it's been you coming to me on my work trips. So what we'll do is I'll come with you on your work trip.
Yes.
So I will be your assistant.
Okay.
You tell me when, and if I don't have shows, and it's a good...
We gotta Uno reverse it.
Uno reverse it, so it'll like fucking break the curse.
Yeah,
and then you can come with me and de-stress properly.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
Because like I've told, all my close friends, which I only have 5 really that I tell a lot to, right? And so I've told all of them, I'm like, if you guys ever need life break, mommy break, whatever you want to call it, I'm here. I've got the opportunity. It's not like I'm not already going there. I just ask that you guys help out. And you guys have all been okay with it, but you are the only one that's taken me up on the offer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's fine. I mean, I had some friends, like, in town take me up on the offer, but that's also, it was like a necessity because Ravina couldn't come.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, well, that's like double whammy. So they did come, but even then, like, when she came, normally doesn't go on girls' trips, like doesn't go away from the family ever. They're so attached to her. They're so spoiled. She does everything for them, right? And she's with me, and she gets a phone call. Oh, so-and-so, the basement flooded, and there's an accident, and there's this, and there's this. And when I came home, because they drove separately, it was like driving distance. When I came home, and the next time I saw her husband, I was like, listen. Listen.
I'm glad you said it.
Listen, all right? Next time she comes with me somewhere. Like, granted if it's like somebody that he doesn't know.
Yeah.
But this is, you know me. Like, our kids hang out, our kids are best friends, like, whatever. The next time your wife is with me, away for a weekend, don't
stress her out.
Don't call her unless you need her to come home.
Handle it.
Yeah. Do not call her and tell her every little thing that's going on unless she absolutely needs to come home. And the only time she needs to come home is if you or one of the roommates are dying in the hospital. Because I didn't want him to try to figure out what that meant.
Yeah.
Like, needs to come home. Like, oh, the basement's flooded, you need to come home. Bitch, get a fucking sponge and a rag and fix that shit. Okay? Like, and he was like, okay, I got, like, no, she's allowed to de-stress.
Let her turn her brain off.
Yeah, she never does. And she never goes away. Like, that was the only time she's ever gone away without her family. And I'm just like, she's allowed to do this. But I don't know if it's me, because twice there was an issue back home.
Never to the point where I wanted to go home, but, it's weird that it always happened on that last day too, right?
Yeah.
Like, we find out that something's happening at the airport when we're waiting to board the plane. I'm like, okay, great. I get to go home and all of this will be undone.
Right.
Mentally.
Yeah. No, but that's hard. Because it took you, so if we were on a 5-day trip or a 4-day trip, it took you 3 days to mentally de-stress. And on the last day, and usually, it's not even at the airport. It's like, we're in the hotel, we're getting ready to pack, we're getting ready to go, we're trying to figure out, should we eat, should we not? And then boom. What the fuck? It's just like, and I honestly don't know if it's because it's like me, or because the friend here and then yours twice, and I was just like, am I jinxed?
No, you're not jinxed. I guarantee you that it's a lot of I guarantee you it's a lot of moms that have to deal with shit like that. But not just moms, but anybody.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you had that lunch last Saturday, and then this shit happened, right? I had my surgery, right? And then what happened? My mother-in-law also decided to get a blood clot. I was
decided.
Yeah. Well, after I told her not to force herself to cough, okay? I warned her. I was like, please do not do this. You will injure yourself. And she's like, no, I know what I'm doing. And then all of that. She was telling me, sorry, I interrupted your story. Go ahead.
Did.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. No, so I'm coming downstairs to work right after I like took a little bit of a nap this morning, and I had hands full, and I'm precarious, right? Because it's electronics that I had, not just like a t-shirt I could throw down so I could pay attention to her. And she's like,
She
said, Bingo?
stressed her out.
She said, Bingo, my knee hurts so bad. And I was like, oh, was it hurting yesterday? And she's like, no, I went on a walk yesterday. I was like, oh, so when you were walking yesterday on your walk, one round around, which is 0.5 miles, that was okay, right? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so when did it start hurting? And she's like, this morning. And I was like, okay, so what happened from yesterday to this morning? Like trying to make her think further beyond I'm in pain. I need to complain to somebody, right? Like let's. And so I was like, oh, did you try icing it? And I was like, what problem do you have in your hands? And she's like, rheumatoid arthritis. And I was like, yes, you have arthritis. Arthritis affects joints, not just hand joints, but joints in your
All
body.
joints, yeah.
And so I was like, it's probably your joints right now, just like your back pain is osteoporosis. And we've told you that, and there's no easy pill to fix that. And so you have to now, unfortunately, live with the pain because we can't jack you up with morphine. You're all of like 80 pounds sopping wet.
No, she would die.
She would die, you know? And so it's like, and so I'm helping her through this. She's like, did you ice it? And she's like, yes, I ice. 45, and I was like, how long? And she's like, I ice. I was like, no, how long did you ice for? She's like, yeah. She's like, 45 minutes. I was like, okay, that's excessive.
That's too long, like
that's
15 minutes.
Like 10 minutes for you, 5-10 minutes, and stretch it, 5-10 minutes, and stretch it. I was like, did you put Bengay on? Or, and then somebody from the background character, NPC, she was like, no, she doesn't like that. It's not good for her. I was like, hold up, I'm talking to her, not you. Shh. And so I was like, did you try Icy Hot, Bengay, or Tiger Balm? Any of those three. Right?
Tiger Balm.
I'm going to take it old school. I'd take it old school.
That smell just reminds me of my grandma.
Yeah. Well, she's, you know.
Yeah.
And so she's like, she just looked at me like, I was like, you got to answer the question. And so then I was like, what do you want me to do? I was like, do you want to go to the doctor? Do you want me to make a doctor's appointment? And she's like, oh, but what if they don't give doctor's appointments quickly? And I was like, I didn't ask you that.
Yeah, like, what do you need from me right now?
I was like, I didn't ask you that. Answer the question. And I didn't repeat it because I know she heard it. I was like, answer the question. And then she started talking about something else. And I was like, that's not what we're talking about right now. I asked you, do you want me to make a doctor's appointment? Because I can make it now, and I'm home for the next week. I don't leave until next Wednesday, and so therefore I have time to take you. Because she likes it when I take them, because then I can explain things and translate. Sons can't; they're useless. And so, no, they're not useless, but whatever. And so, she was like, "I'll let you know." And here's the thing.
Okay.
Okay. The reason her knee was hurting this morning and all day today is because yesterday, roommate number 5, my father-in-law, had a doctor's appointment. And then I had to take him today to go get blood work. And so he got attention, like undivided attention from people for more than a day. And so now she needs undivided attention from people.
What?
So she does this constantly. Like when she doesn't get enough attention, she will create ailments. And I'm sure, like, a lot of this is mind over matter. A lot of it is mind over matter.
Stop.
No, I'm not joking you. I bet my Forever PP, $5.
So my grandma, we're convinced, like, she sometimes pretends that she is deaf.
Yeah.
But, like, my brother will go and sit next to her and, like, whisper something in her ear, and she'll just sit there like, I kind of heard you. And he's like, I didn't know you heard me. Yeah. But then she'll hear, like, the littlest things, like, from a distance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's selective hearing.
But we're certain she just pretends. And
she pretends.
My mom calls her a faker.
Yeah. No, I'm going to ask her. And I asked, and because I've noticed this pattern with her. Like, whenever we were giving a lot of attention to my father-in-law, because, like, prime example, when they first moved in, the first couple of months was trying to figure his medication out, trying to figure out his, like, you know, what's going on because he was falling all the time, all this stuff, right? And so after like it died down a little bit, boom, she started having stuff going on. And I was like, haru tayo tamura Joshua. I was like, good thing you're waiting so that we don't have to go back and forth. Or I mean, so that we don't have two people at one time having issues. You're letting me do, haru tayo, huh? And she started laughing again. I was like, you fucking moron.
I will be reaching out to you when I have to deal with the Geros.
It's okay. I'm here for the...
Especially the live-in Geros. Yeah. That's really hard.
And like I said, I think I said it one other... I was like, I'm trying to be really understanding and trying not to just like get exasperated and like roll my eyes and all that kind of stuff. But it's
just make it a comfortable living atmosphere because that is really hard. Like you don't want to create a toxic environment for them.
And I was like, hard. And I was like, Mom, you know how in the morning you can't even make a fist? Like your hands, the joints are hurting so bad, it takes you a while to make a fist. I was like, did you do what I told you? Did you put it in cold water? You're supposed to, like, arthritic people, to help their hands in the morning, are supposed to put their hands in cold water to soothe the inflammation. Yeah. She's gonna get a cold, so she never did it. She's gonna get sick, so she never did it.
God.
And so I was like, Mom, you know how? And I was explaining to her because she was showing me how it hurts and how she walks, and I was just like, I was like, are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
So
like, I was just like, get the fuck out. I was like, no, because and I tell her constantly, I'm like, you have arthritis. So anytime one of your joints starts hurting, it is arthritis. And that means you have to power through it. You can't just be like, oh, it hurts, and sit here and hold my hand until it stops hurting. That's what she wants. She wants to sit there until it stops hurting.
Coddled.
Right. And I'm like, I know it's because you've never been coddled in your life. But you were asking the wrong person.
Isn't going to help.
I was like, Mom, you have to walk normal. Because she was like exaggerated limping, and I was like, oh my God. I looked at her, I was like, no, you have to walk normal.
And you've raised boys.
Yes.
So you don't know what it's like to be like that sensitive,
like when
maternal figure.
You know when the COVID, right? And then they had school and they had to do like those emotional classes to make sure they were mentally okay. I don't know if your district did it, but ours did. Yeah, and so like, you know, then they go back to normal, they're going in school, and then he comes back and he's like, Mom, you're hurting my feelings. I'm like, what the fuck did you just like? What? I didn't get it from my older roommate number 2, but roommate number 3. I was like, you're
hurting my feelings.
That's not nice, Mom. You're hurting my feelings. I'm like, which teacher taught you how to say this?
Today I lost my shit and I slammed.
Okay, hold on.
Wait. Oh.
Okay. You want to finish that?
No, yeah, it's not that big a deal.
No, okay, go.
I was just gonna tell you, like,
okay,
I slammed a container of yogurt covered pretzels, and I see the little guy in the corner, like.
He did not care about the slamming.
No, he didn't. He was just on face. He's like, damn. You threw a hard object.
I wanted to make sure if it was your grind your gungies. You have one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to grind your gungies. Okay, grind your gungies next. What grinds your gungies?
Okay, so I tried not to let this like marinate in my brain too much.
Okay, you can't marinate.
But with my husband being sick last week, it pissed me off so much that Betty, my mom, she won't reach out to me and like ask if I need help or anything like that if my husband is under the weather because I can handle it, right? But if
she raised you right,
if I'm out of town or if I'm out for the count, she makes an abundance of bakri. She's calling my husband over and over again to make sure that the children are fed. That he has food.
Because he doesn't know how to take care of them. He only knows how to help make them, but he doesn't know how to take care of them.
And I didn't want to dwell on this, but that pinched my nerves a lot.
It should, because here's the thing. It's like, and luckily I don't have to deal with this with Usha, because I would shove my foot so far up her ass to shut it up. Like, I'm not entertaining that at all.
So I used to.
Yeah.
And I think with like a year and a half now of therapy, very much related to it.
Yeah.
I've just learned to stop fighting it. I'm like, why stir the pot?
She is who she is.
Yeah, and I that's why I didn't want to start keeping tally either, because I was like, nope, I'm gonna go down that wormhole, and I'm going to piss myself off over incidences in the past. We're not gonna go there. That's what she does.
Yeah.
But it's annoying.
It is annoying especially because it's your mother. It's like, it's different if it was his mother.
That I want to be coddled.
Right. Like, it's different if his mother was doing it to him while you're out and your mother was doing it to you while he's out, because it's your own parent. But when it's your own parent refusing to do it for you, but doing it for somebody else.
I only get special treatment when I've like completely lost it and cried to them.
And it shouldn't take that.
That's how far it gets though.
Yeah, but that's not fair to you. I know. Don't worry. I don't talk to your husband when you're out.
I'm getting sad.
No, you're getting sad this time. No, you're good.
I'm tired.
You're tired. I know. You have been. Your voice memos. I'm like, I don't know how much longer she can hold out. We can't go 2 weeks, girl. We can't go 2 weeks. We need to go every week. No, I know. It's us. It's the fact that we have to try to be parents to people who are parents. You know, it's like, and it is, and the shocker is, a lot of people don't realize that just because somebody can handle it, just because somebody can get, put their big girl panties on and get that shit done, that does not mean that they also want to be loved. That does not mean that they also, like, we look for those things as well.
I honestly, like, I just feel like I'm constantly asking to be noticed.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of feeling is that?
Yeah.
By everybody.
I know.
I'm just asking to be noticed. Nobody actually sees it. And what's really pathetic is like, yo, you've been through. Okay, so I guess we can kind of go back to this too. Like over the weekend, I had a client. She was also a mom of 3. But she was like mother of the bride, I think. And I was making conversation with her, and I asked her like, hey, so what was like the toughest age? A lot of this is stemming from everything that's going on at home. It is. Yeah. I'm dealing with a zoo right now.
You have a human zoo going on.
It is so crazy at home. Like, there is no control. I'm blaming part of the eclipse on it. Like, it is just
Mercury's
nuts.
in Gatorade, yeah.
I can't get control of the situation. They're so wild, and it freaks me out that summer is right around the corner.
Yeah.
But we're not going to go there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I asked this mom, and I was just like, what was the toughest age? And she straight up was just like, oh, no age like that. They were good kids.
Fuck you. She's a liar. She's a fucking liar.
No, I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, is that how it's going to be as, like, my kids get older? Will I finally just forget what it was like? Because this shit sucks. I honestly feel, I'm like, what the hell did I do?
No, does it get easier? Yes. Because I think we've established, we kind of have, like, we joke around, what kind of mom are you? Like, right, fluffy versus not and whatever. However, there are some things that the two of us, our personalities are similar. Like, we're more of, like, we can definitely glam it up and look gorgeous as women, but we also love a good sweatshirt and sweatpants, hoodie and sweatpants, tomboy, but then we can, get out of our shower. Like,
I like being in a hoodie and a sweatshirt, but I still need a shower. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, but we're down to earth. We're not, like, you said it yourself in regards to your daughter. You're like, yo, she's a girl. Like, she's a girly girl, and I'm not, and I don't know how to deal with that, right? And so it's one of those things where, like, when roommate number 2, because, I mean, I don't know if we've talked about it, but if we have, whatever, doesn't matter at this point. Yep. But when roommate number 2 was younger, he would have they're called explosive temper tantrums.
Oh my God, I remember you telling me about this.
And beyond, right? And Brianka, during that phase, I was like, how am I the worst mother ever? I took child psychology classes. Purposefully, like, I used to want to be a teacher. Like, I would work in the daycare center in the summertime all the time. Like, I was always around kids. I love kids. And I was like, how can I not do this? And my mom constantly, she'd be like, just wait. Just wait.
But how long, right?
No,
like,
and
in
I
that
know.
moment, it's like,
No,
well,
in
how
that
long?
moment when I was knee deep in it, and when I was like, when I would be crying, I'd be like, how long am I gonna have to wait? And that's the thing for any good parent, any person, any human being who is a good parent, and they're stressing out about the now because the now is in front of them, right? The now is what you're dealing with, and if you don't have that person that tells you that, yes, it is difficult right now, I can guarantee you it will get so much better when they become teenagers because of the way, and for you especially because we're the same. We're the
Okay.
same. And so, and my mom, like, she would tell me, she's like, what did I tell you? And I'm like,
You made your man.
no,
I'm
but
not about that, but I
yeah,
know.
but about the fact that, like, once he got into high school, he would even out. He would get better, and it started happening in middle school. And then I saw it in high school. Like, we had a couple of hiccups, but that's because he was bottling up his feelings, and so he wasn't talking about it. But, like, we got through it. And when somebody says they were all great, they're fucking lying to you.
I know that, but I'm like, okay,
It's when
if she was able to see past the trauma,
Yeah.
the stress, like the anxiety.
I can guarantee
oh my
you,
God.
it will get easier once and for you, it's going to feel like it's a million years away. But when they get into that older elementary school and then beyond, that's
Okay.
when it starts kind of like, because when, like, in fifth grade, roomie number 3, right? I have yet to meet, like, he has never gone on a sleepover. He has never had play dates with any, and I'm like, who do you play with at school? Who are you playing with? You've never asked me for play dates or nothing, right? And then when he did, I started this whole thing. I was like, now when am I supposed to take you to play dates? Like, I don't have fucking time.
Yeah, but he's like 11. Did they do
Right.
play dates?
No, but just like, no, this was when he was like, it was right after COVID, when everything started back up again.
Okay.
Because COVID was first grade.
Okay.
And so then second, third, and COVID messed
That's
it up
crazy,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, it messed it up too. And so, but like, he started coming into his own personality and kind of voicing things and all that, like, later in elementary school. And it's gonna feel like it's a million miles away, a million years away, because they're so tiny right now for you, right? But Ravi was in that, like, when he was 3 and 4 and 5,
Okay.
wait, he was in that.
What?
He was in that stage.
Yeah.
Roommate number 2 was in that stage, and I was every time he had one of his episodes, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do this until he's
just
18.
Like an idiot person.
Yeah, you're not an idiot person. You're not an idiot person.
I'm like running out of, like, okay, you don't care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I have 0 consequences left to give out. Like, what more can I take away?
Yeah.
I can't. And even if I do, they don't care.
Yeah, they just move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the boy stripped down butt naked and spun around like tornadoes in the house?
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
Like,
they did.
why?
I don't know.
Like, where are they
And I
getting
could
this
not get them dressed. It took like a good half an hour.
What is happening? You can blame your husband.
They're obsessed with tornadoes ever since, like, we had that crazy storm. Yeah. So yeah,
tomatoes.
One stripped out. Not tomatoes. One stripped down. I think I asked him. Yeah, the older one. I asked him to go change his clothes, and he decided to do that in the kitchen.
Oh God.
And so then the little guy was like, "Oh yeah, it's a penis party," and then he stripped down and ran around. I'm like, I'm gonna go finish my coffee.
That's all you can do at that point. That's all you, like.
I'm tired of yelling.
Yeah. So nothing, like, there's no consequences for their actions at work. So you take away the tablet, what do?
Scream. Okay. And I'm like, well, you are not making the right choices.
Right.
Right?
How old's the
So you're gonna
second
lose
one?
it. 5. It's 7, 5, and 3.
5 and 3 are hard. Not gonna lie to you.
I know.
Not gonna lie to you.
And they're boys on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
5 and 3 are hard. There have been moments where like I've literally thrown toys away. Because I mean, I put them in a plastic bag and then threw them away, and then I took them out later, so he didn't know.
No, I mean, we've done all of that.
Yeah. That's insane.
I have no more consequences left to take it away.
Just put them in the backyard. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I'm gonna go to Menards.
Yeah.
Get those sheds and be like, this is where you sleep.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't like a blanket anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's hard when they don't give a fuck about anything.
No.
Do you have psychopaths in your family? Like, or does your husband?
I might be the psychopath.
You are not a psychopath. Well, I mean, at least you can make your victims pretty. You'll be able to put makeup on them.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Is it, I mean, I'm hoping you being here is going to help a little bit.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this, to
Yeah.
the breakaway.
That's
so
good.
I'm like, whatever. We get to go hang with Pinky.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, like when you first start therapy and they recommend once a week, unless you're like really cray-cray, and then they're like 2 times a week, you know?
Yeah.
But like normally average 1 time a week, right? And then if you end up missing one, but like you're not mentally prepared, like mentally ready to skip and go to every other week.
You might have a...
Yeah, you like start freaking out, and then the next time you go, it's like double whammy. Like you're just like, I can't do this.
Is that what happened to me and you?
I think that's
I
what.
cried.
Well, it's okay.
I know. It's all good.
It was my turn. It was my turn to witness it.
You haven't seen me cry in a long time, though.
I haven't seen you, like, I don't remember the last time I've seen you cry.
Probably at the office.
No. Well, extenuating circumstances. If you didn't cry, you would murder somebody. So I'm glad that you cried instead of murdering somebody.
God. I was being gaslit, though.
Oh, fuck.
It was awful. Once again, I felt crazy.
Yeah.
So I started crying.
But you're not. And it's... We'll end on this. Then we'll move on to hot takes, because we have a really special one. Not special, but fun one. But I mean, I'm glad that you don't let like Betty's actions get to you. You know,
I'm
like
learning
now
to.
you're learning. Yeah,
I'm
and I
learning to.
think that's going to be good for you
It would
mentally.
take me out for days.
Yeah. Because that's not, and you can't afford that. Like, you can't afford to mentally be checked out for days because of something your mother did. Because you have a family, and you have kids, and you have a business, and you have a relationship.
And that's what happened. Like it was in October when I had like my final straw, and I was in a slump for weeks, and then I was like, no, we're gonna have to unpack this and figure it out, because I can't tune my world out.
Yeah.
Because of what somebody else did. I can't let it impact me that much.
Yeah.
That's a story for another time. But
like I said, it does get easier.
yeah.
You are in the thick of it.
It makes me happy to know that you enjoyed teenage years, because
I
I'm
loved-
pretty sure that my mom hated me as a teenager.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm thinking is what
No,
I'm
yeah.
anticipating for. I don't think I'm the same kind of mom.
No.
But I'm like, shit, I hope I don't screw them up in their younger years, where like as teenagers they don't want anything to do with me.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen. Because here's the thing: your saving grace, just like mine, and just like a majority of moms out there, is going to be to just take that deep breath and just walk away for a minute, like just not even saying anything, because. And that's why I use that method, is because I know that if I start,
Yeah.
like I will, and I will get into the snarky and into like the sarcasm and into swearing, and I'm like, they don't deserve that. Like, and this, like earlier we were eating and I was trying to listen to like some middle school parents meeting that they were having from at here in our district, because roommate number 3. That's his next step, right?
Middle school.
I know, fucking middle school. And so I was like, okay, and we're trying to find the link to this thing, because it took forever, right? And I'm trying to listen, and they're all making noise. And I was like, how am I supposed to listen to this and pay attention if there's so much noise? And the noise just stopped. And I was like, yes, like, and if I put my earplugs in, then you get butthurt. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
But you can say that. And
but I could say that because they're older now.
Yeah.
You know, they're older now. So and it was directed to everybody versus like directed.
Like if I say something like that to like my kids right now, like they don't get it.
No.
And I can't expect them to.
That's why your saving grace is mommy needs to use the bathroom, even if you don't have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And even if you're like, there have been moments, not in this house, but in our townhouse when we had like our first starter home, I would go upstairs, and I would just sit on the bed, and I would just stare out the window
in the dark.
Yeah, and I would just be staring out the window because there was too much noise.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm like auditory overwhelm.
Yeah.
The other day, oh my God. Neil came downstairs from work for lunch, and I had just cut up watermelon, and he sat there, starts like slurp eating it.
Oh God. Oh God. How did you not throat punch it?
Well, no, it took 2 bites for me to be like, can you take that upstairs? I can't handle that.
Oh, no.
And he was just like, oh, okay. Like, I can't handle that.
No. Roommate number 2 does, it
was just like,
no. He does this crunching thing. Like when he eats chips, he
sounds like he's chewing on nails.
I'm for sure he is purposefully chewing slowly so it sounds louder to piss me off. That's what I'm thinking is happening.
That's annoying.
And he denies it, and I'm like, then why is it so fucking loud right now?
Do you remember when I was pregnant with the second one at the office, and I would be eating all that ice, and y'all thought that I was eating chips all day?
Like, yo, where the fuck is... Why are you not sharing your chips with us?
I still remember that. I was like, no, it's just ice chips. I was just crunching on ice all day.
All day. I don't know how your teeth survived.
I don't know either. But it was so satisfying.
Oh, God. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to our hot take. Stay tuned. All right, okay. Today's hot take, we are going to review one of our favorite things, which I didn't even know it was one of our favorite things until we started doing podcasts, was conspiracy theories. Okay, So I went online and I found from Esquire this one of their articles, lifestyle section. I don't even know what that means, but the 30 best crazy conspiracy theories that people actually believe.
Actually believe. Okay.
Okay, so the first is, do we believe it or not, and why? Okay?
Okay.
And we'll see. And then we can discuss it if we want to.
Okay.
And we'll see how many we get to. If we have to do a part 2, we'll do a part 2, and then we'll call it a day.
Totally fair.
Okay. So the first one is, the moon landing was fake, obviously. This, like, every time you talk to a geriatrical beige person who is gung-ho about conspiracies, they're constantly like, oh, the moon landing was so fake. The shadow wasn't even right from how the moon would cast the shadow. I was like, this is not fucking Transformers. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this is not Transformers, the dark side of the moon. Get out of here. Do you believe that?
I do believe that the moon landing is real. However, I recently came across a TikTok talking about there's this desert out in Florida that looks like some of the pictures from this desert or location or whatever are exact copies of pictures that we've seen released from NASA regarding Mars.
Oh,
they're just in they're just in a sepia tone. I'm not saying I believe it, but I was like, that's pretty fucking close. But like the rocks were in the same place.
So, but like, can you look up this desert on a map?
I don't know. We could.
What's the name of the desert?
Yeah. I'll find the name and look it up.
Okay, we'll see if we can like pop it up. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, or are those pictures that we see? Are they from AI now? Because AI is so good. It's hard
to tell.
Right.
It's hard to tell.
Like that first, what was that? It was that first episode. Have you ever seen Black Mirror on Netflix?
Yeah, that's like the really creepy one, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what Black Mirror is.
We're pretty much living it.
But you know what Black Mirror is, right? Mm-hmm. It's us looking at our cell phones.
Yeah.
Right. And so the first episode of the new season, it had that chick from Schmitz Creek or whatever, the sister. Do you know who she is, right? So she was in it, and she played like this, like, you know, this employee, like this person who was like, you're trying to do the best that she can, hates her job, all this stuff, and like then the streaming service within the show. They didn't call it Netflix, but whatever they called it. It was supposed to mimic Netflix, like the music and everything was the same. But like they stole her life and they were playing it in the show. And she was seeing it in real time happen. And she's like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't like that.
And then they were saying, Salma Hayek is in that show, that episode. And they were saying that it really wasn't Salma Hayek, that it was AI. And I'm like, how? That looks so real. That looked just like Salma Hayek. Like, this is scary. So I don't know. Could that be it? Like, if they tried to tell us...
We're going to get to that point.
I know.
We're definitely going to get to that point, and we're not going to realize, like, when our life, in a way, has ended and when we're in that simulation. Like, that one episode where they were playing the video game, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boulder Dash or whatever.
And the other one that really, like, stood out was the one where you can...
Put the chip in your child? Do you remember that episode of
That one made me really sad.
I was so mad about that. So sad. But you know, people do that. There's this girl on TikTok called... Her handle is The Chip Girl. And she has a chip in her that she's like in Utah, which Utah. Like, can Utah get any more like
Utah?
Yeah, like orbit. Like, it's so what the fuck, Utah?
So why does she have a chip in her?
Because they're testing like. I don't follow her.
How did we get from moon landing to this? First of all,
the desert.
Okay, I'll look up the name of the desert and I'll follow back.
Okay, back on track. Okay. Yeah. So the second one is the government killed JFK. Now, I believe this.
I do
believe that the government killed JFK because I saw a documentary called The Family. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was Netflix or Amazon Prime, but those are the two that I watch them on. But it's called The Family, and this journalist went undercover into this, like, boys group. Like, and it's based on... You know how they say you should never mix politics and religion?
But we do it all day long.
But the underlying foundation of our government is religion.
Yes.
And the fact that
it comes up literally every hour of the day.
All the time. and I'm pretty sure that JFK did not want to be a part of that family. And so they were like, pew, pew, motherfucker, and they got rid of it. I don't doubt it at all.
Yeah, I believe it too.
I don't doubt it at all. That's okay. Okay. So 2 for 2. We believe the moon landing is real, because, come on, that was too much work back then to fake it. Like, that was so much work back then. The logistics alone. Like, we're really in, like, a disclosed studio, and no, they did that. The government killed JFK, hundo. Okay. COVID-19 was engineered by the media. Are you fucking stupid? How is that number 3 on this list? That should be like number 30. Really? COVID-19? Who's believing this? Some people think the virus is a hoax that was engineered by the media. Oh, the ones that listen to Fox News? Is that what we're talking about?
No.
And global elite to control the population. No, that was Mother Nature.
I don't think that the virus, wow, I can't even say it. I don't think the virus was a hoax. I have family members that worked the ER.
Yeah.
They were in the ICU. They were working those crazy hours, and there was nothing fake about it.
No, they were exhausted.
I think it was intentionally released? Yes.
Yes. And you had it before it wasn't even... Remember?
I'm certain I had it that February.
No, you had it that December into January because everybody in your family kept getting sick, and we were joking around. We're like, "Bitch, don't come into work because you'll get us sick."
No. It was in January. It was after the middle one's first birthday.
Yeah,
and it was a Wednesday. I was at work, and I went into CH's office, and I'm like, I don't feel good, and I was like dizzy, like everything was like going in and out. I was like, I need to go home. Like, I don't feel good. I should not have driven that day.
No.
I don't know how I made it home, but I did. And then I was out on my ass for 5 days.
Yeah.
It was bad.
You totally had COVID. And then everybody was like...
Well, I got a strep test and a flu test. They both came out negative. So they
didn't have the test back then.
And my doctor was just like, just treat it as viral. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means, but okay.
Yeah, like if you don't have antibiotics to give me, I just had to take virus.
I just had to Tylenol, ibuprofen, try to sweat it out, and hope for the best. It was so bad.
Yeah, the people who believe that COVID is a hoax are, I don't know how to put it nicely, so I'm not going to put it at all. Moving on.
Yeah.
Earth has been sucked into a black hole.
I mean, that's kind of true, though, right? Like, it's...
Okay, let me read this. The European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, I don't even know why it's called CERN, is at the heart of a lot of crazy conspiracy theories, including the belief that when CERN discovered Higgs boson, aka the God particle, in 2012, it inadvertently created a black hole and Earth was sucked into it. How do we even confirm this?
I think CERN, there was some stuff going on even during the eclipse where they were trying to find out some information about, I don't know, some sort of particles. I don't know. I'm not
They said
I'm not that kind of Indian. Huh?
I'm not that kind of Indian.
I'm not the smart Indian.
These CERN people say that they think that the world ended in 2012, but we haven't realized it yet.
But who gives a fuck? Our world is still going on.
I know. Like,
that's how I see it. I'm like, it's still working.
I mean, I still see the sun. So did the whole sun get sucked into the black hole too? The whole solar system?
And if it did go into the black hole, isn't that what the whole atmosphere is?
I mean, it's all black out
not
there.
atmosphere, I guess, but like the
space.
Galaxy, the space. Yeah, it's a huge hole.
Like, I don't even, these people who like, space researchers, I'm always like, you will never get an answer to your questions. How does that make you feel?
I'm just trying to like live my life. I don't.
You know what I mean? Okay. Next conspiracy theory. Disney created Frozen as a distraction.
Oh yeah, I've heard this one.
A distraction from being frozen. He really is frozen?
So people kept looking up to find out if he's actually frozen, and so then Disney apparently created the movie Frozen. So when they do a Google search, the movie would pop up versus
Walt Disney.
Any sort of research or whatnot that could have been going on.
I see. Okay, so if you're looking for
I think it's believable,
Disney,
and I do think that there is like a whole world of people that are frozen.
So like, okay, so you're talking about like even celebrities, like.
Yeah, dude, all these like random mystery deaths.
But where are they? Where are they put? Are they in Epcot? Like the ball?
In the ball? I don't know.
Maybe.
It could be really anywhere. There's so many like those. Do you watch like those Google search videos?
Yeah.
There's so many random places. Antarctica is huge.
Yeah. No, probably the South Pole.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
One of those.
Nobody goes there. Yeah, because it's so cold.
So I think that there is a whole operation of people that had to disappear.
I know where they are. I know where they are. Okay, so because you said Antarctica, and then it got me thinking. So there is an organization there, and there is like a cooler, a facility in Antarctica or one of the South Poles. I don't know which one, but where it has a seed from every single plant on this planet. So if we have to repopulate, we could go there and get it.
Like the dino egg.
Yeah.
Remember, like they had a preserved dinosaur egg.
Oh my God, Tupac, that's where he is. That's where he is.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. So, but like, how do they have the science?
Like all these like random, like Michael Jackson,
Whitney. I feel like
everybody that died in a hotel all of a sudden.
A hotel tub.
Like they all died in a hotel tub.
Yeah. They like squirted blood in the tub to make it look like murder, but then they took
If that. These are all reports that are coming out. No random average Joe saw them.
Right. It's the police, and then it's also the media, which we know that they blow things out of proportion.
Like who went in? FBI, Homeland Security?
Yeah.
Who actually went in?
Yeah, the EMT. Get the fuck out of here.
Curated the story.
Yeah, I can believe that. So Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Tupac, Biggie. Oh man, did you hear? They found out who killed Tupac?
Did he?
I was like, ay Dios mío.
The diddler, fucking perv.
I hope he ends up in jail. Anyways, moving on to the next. That's crazy. I want to know how they have the science though. Like how much does this cost? Where do they have to do any prep work before?
What do you mean, like forensics?
Yeah, like how much does it cost to freeze somebody?
Oh.
To cryogenically freeze somebody. You know what I mean?
We're nowhere near the proximity of that kind of money to even understand how much money these people have.
Right. Like,
we can't understand that life.
Like, how come Elon Musk hasn't done that yet? He's a billionaire.
Okay, there's another conspiracy. Probably like,
you think he's a clone? I think he's a clone.
I think they all have, and this is stemming from, you didn't watch that movie Animal?
No.
So in that movie, they created like a clone or like a stunt double option for the father to protect him. And so they have this dummy billionaire walking around, and he's the one that ends up getting shot. He's there for a reason.
Yeah.
So if anybody,
Daisy the sheep?
all of these like billionaires, trillionaires, I think they have stunt doubles that are walking about, but it's not actually them.
That's genius. Probably. They don't want to be out with the riffraff.
If they can come up with this plot for a movie, why wouldn't it be real life?
Yes.
That's just how I see it.
Yes, because I have learned in this new journey of mine that a majority of writers, they pull from their own experiences and real life scenarios. And so now whenever I watch even something fiction, I'm like, which writer in that room?
Iron Man can pull up a whole thing and then
yeah.
That's real life. They can do that.
The military's already
I
doing
believe it. They do that.
100%. They're already doing that. I don't deny it. Yeah. That's why I love watching these things. I need to be prepared for the future. Okay, the next one, which I have been to this place. This number 6 is the Denver International Airport is the Illuminati's headquarters. Now, if you have ever been...
It's the caves.
Yeah. If you have ever been to the Denver International Airport, it is worse than the Orlando Airport.
Ugh.
And that is bad because of Disney. Like, what is happening in Denver that it is so bad? Like, the wait times, astronomical.
Really?
Insane.
I've never been.
No, when we saw that, like, and it was bad when we landed, and it was bad when we took off. Like, usually when we land, it's not that bad, right? Because it's later in the day, so there aren't that many people. But even then, I'm like, who the fuck are all of these people? And why are they in Denver of all places?
It's a huge hub.
Like, why? Why? Let's see if I can get into my phone. Okay. The Illuminati leads to conspiracy rabbit hole that we're not going to delve too far into. Well, then what the point is putting it on the fucking list? Many Illuminati believers are convinced it's the secret group's headquarters. The airport has embraced the rumors by poking fun at it, but that hasn't stopped people from believing secret lizard layers. Oh! Yeah, no, they make you walk so far. Like, it's horrible. I can believe it, though.
I can believe it.
I feel like they need something so outrageous on top to be able to counteract. It's like Area 51.
Mountains are always high risk, right? Like, you can get away with...
Caves.
Yeah, hiding a lot within those caves. Was it in Denver or maybe around there? Like, there was a whole conspiracy about... Remember all those Got Milk commercials?
Yeah.
And it was just because there's an excess of cheese and they're trying to get rid of it. Which is funny because...
Excess of cheese?
Yeah, there was something...
Since when?
I'll have to, like, look it up. I don't want to, like, kind of say it out of turn like that. But that's what all the Got Milk propaganda was about. And it was to cover something else about related to dairy farms. They were trying to offload an excess supply.
That's crazy.
Right? But recently, too, I've been seeing more, like, milk commercials about how it's, like, an excellent source of protein. But, like, we all know, as humans, we don't need milk.
Not cow's milk.
Not like that,
No.
Yeah. So it
doesn't help with
I
calcium
don't know where it's
or
coming
protein.
from. Yeah.
No, it's... That ad started because... What was it? The dairy, like... The farmers, the dairy farmer, I think they needed to... not an excess of cheese, but the government was trying to get America to drink more milk, and so they went hard with the Got Milk ads because they wanted to sell more milk, which meant more money in the government's pocket, because we all know that
they all need their cut.
Yeah, they all get a cut of everything, which is how these ridiculous laws get passed. And you're just like, did you even read the law? Did you even know that maybe you should not have passed this because this is going to kill millions of people, Monsanto?
How many people are actually reading every single bill that's being written?
Nothing.
It's happening overnight.
All the time.
And there's no way.
No.
I can't keep up. I'll be completely honest. I don't know what they're like. Oh, did you know that this bill is on the table? No, I fucking didn't. I was trying to re-up on strawberries.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like, and the government does that. They pass all of these bills, but like silently, fly by night, so that we don't have a chance to argue with them and we don't have a chance to fight back. And then they do this, like if they pass like 100 laws or 100 bills or 100 whatever, like there will be so many that we actually should be made aware of before they're passed.
Yeah.
But they sneak them all in because they know that we're too exhausted. The government knows that the people in here are just too exhausted to even give a flying fuck. And then when they do care, we label them as conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Because if you give them a crazy title, then no one will believe them. Okay, we're going to end here. We might do more. I don't know. We're having fun, right? It was good. I loved it. There's so many more.
Yep.
But we want to thank you guys for listening and or watching. We hope that, you guys have some of your own conspiracies that you love, and we'd love to hear all about them. Leave them in your comments, questions, everything below. And remember to always keep an eye out for everything that's fake as fuck. Okay, bye.